Hello, hello, hello. In this episode of What's the Big Idea, we're going to be talking about studio physics, which is sort of an organizing principle for how Physics 107 is going to be taught this term. Now, if we were in person, uh, we would be probably meeting in a space that looks like this. This is on the third floor of the E Wing of the Science Center, and it was specially designed by the physics department to teach our introductory physics courses in this studio style of teaching. And what do I mean by studio style? Well, there are a couple of features. One is, well, let me start by showing you what the studio style is not. Okay, so this cartoon here shows an example of a teaching method that is the antithesis of the way we're going to think of teaching and learning in Physics 107. In this model of teaching and learning, there is the all-knowing professor who has the knowledge, and the professor transmits that knowledge to this very excited-looking student. And that's a fairly traditional way of teaching physics, but it's not the one that we're going to use in Physics 107. We're going to employ a much more active style of learning in which you are not going to be passive recipients of knowledge, but rather you will going to be actively engaged in constructing your own knowledge. And so, how's that going to work? Well, there are a few features. Well, so one is I'm going to try to avoid lecturing as much as possible. And when I am talking at you, it will largely be in the form of these What's the Big Idea or other screencast videos that you're going to be working on before you come to class. And then when you come to class, the idea is that you are going to be working collectively with the help of myself and the learning assistants in the course in working on problems. And we can't gather in the same physical space, but we will be able to gather in breakout rooms on Zoom and work on problems together. And so there'll be a lot more conversation than there will be lecturing. Now, another feature of studio physics is we don't have a sharp distinction between classes and laboratories. Physics 107 is a class that comes with a laboratory, but the laboratory experience is typically blended in with the other experiences, which to our mind makes a great deal of sense because we don't want you to think of laboratories as being this superfluous appendage to the course. The lab work is absolutely central. Now, there's a challenge posed by the fact that we are not gathering physically in the same place. And how do you do laboratories? Well, we're going to rely on these lab kits that we've mailed to you or gotten to you if you're on campus. And you're going to be doing a lot of the lab work in at home, wherever home is, but we will also be gathering together to compare and discuss results from the laboratories during our class meetings. The course website, which you've apparently found your way to, if you're watching this screencast, because you had to download it from this site. But the just for future reference, the URL is the sites.google.com/wellesley.edu/phys107-s21-t3. The course website will be very central to the way we communicate with one another during the semester. There's lots of stuff here. And you all these screencasts will either be under the heading of the What's the Big Idea or these worked examples. You're going to submit your assignments through the link down here. We're going to be using Jamboards in class, and you'll get the links for the Jamboards here. Lots of stuff available. There's a full course calendar, course information, and syllabus. And one other important feature are the class tickets. So in order for this studio physics to work and in order for us to be able to use our time in class productively, it's going to be absolutely essential that you come to class prepared, having done some work, either watch some screencasts or at least begun to work on some problems before you come to class. So for each class, there's going to be a class ticket, which you're going to need to have filled out in the sense of having done, clicked on these links and done the things that you've been asked to do. And occasionally it's going to be submitting some materials into here. And all of this is going to be graded just on making a good faith effort. I'm not going to attempt anything that I ask you to do as part of a class ticket is going to receive full credit if you've made a good faith effort to complete the class ticket, and no credit if you don't make a good faith effort. So it's a pretty straightforward proposition. So that's it for this first episode of What's the Big Idea? Hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.